Ann Alley, Chief Steward for the Texas Racing Commission.
We supervise entries, we are judges when we hold hearings, and we are referees during the races. In the morning, we are supervising entries. First, second, and third out of the stakes, and then out of the graded stakes, we got a TCO2, so we're going to have to hold everybody.
They are contemplating a double jock mount in the 10th race for the Conley today on the 3-horse.
So we're here because people wager on this sport, and you want as much correct information to be out there to the public as possible. Basically, the sport of racing is here because of wagering.
The purse is $200,000. The winner's share, the Lions portion, is 60%. 60% of $200,000 is $120,000.
There's a lot of money involved on both sides. One supports the livelihood of people, and the other is the gaming part, the pari-mutuel wagering for the spectator.
We do work as a team. There's 3 of us. By rule, there's always 3 stewards. Decisions are made by a majority vote. In the first race, I have no changes. Do you guys have changes?
No changes.
No changes.
Okay. I have a fantastic team. I feel so blessed with the people that I work with.
I've been on the racetrack since I was 10 days old. My mom and dad trained horses. I came up through the business. It's in my blood.
I grew up on the backside of a racetrack. My dad was a trainer. My mom ran the stable. I've been everywhere from breaking babies on the farm to galloping to having my trainer's license. 30 years in the racing office, changing over to the regulatory side. So my whole life has been the racetrack.
Then we supervise what's called the draw. When the horses are entered in the race, then their post positions are from random draw.
We are going down to the racing office during this time of day. This is when they close their entries out, meaning that they no longer take entries from agents, trainers, owners.
5, Crazy Legs Hirsch, Diego.
1. Everything is random when we draw the races, which is what we're going to witness right now.
Valdez Jimenez.
7.
7 is Tiz Magic, Diego.
The race has been drawn, the horse has their post position, and any rider changes that need to be done, the agents are taking care of that now.
7.
7.
5.
5 is Cato's Lady, Guerrera.
We are going to head back down to the steward's office. I'm not sure exactly what time it is, but I'm sure we're getting close to having to start wrapping everything up down here and head upstairs for live racing to begin.
Here we are. We're in the paddock for the first race. This is CJ, she's our horse identifier. It's her job to look at each horse and make sure that the correct horse is going to start in the race. What we're doing now is each horse is going to be saddled and the paddock judge is going to verify the correctness of their equipment. And then the riders will get on all at about the same time because it's important that each horse carry their assigned weight for the same amount of time. Here we go now. The one horse is going to meet his rider, and you heard the call for riders up, and see all the riders ideally mount about the same time. And then they'll all head out to the track. So now the horses are headed out to the racetrack, so we're going to head upstairs. So my colleagues are already upstairs and they'll be supervising. The horses come out onto the track. They're required to parade in front of the steward stand so that the stewards can verify that they're wearing the correct equipment.
Miss Ann, for the Commission Daily Report, the track condition will be muddy and soft.
So when we get up there, we each have our own stations for the week. We'll either be at the photo finish, where we're monitoring the placing judges and how they've placed the horses for the entire day. Somebody will be on the films watching the races and from 4 different camera angles trying to do our best to make sure everything goes smoothly. And then the other one is on the window, and that person's basically looking at the live product. We're looking down at the tote board. We're looking at the individual horses live.
Safety is the number one, issue. 1, you want to keep yourself safe. 2, you want to keep your fellow jockeys safe out there. And 3, you want to bring all those horses home safe.
Where we get involved is if we need to supervise, if there's a tight photo, we need to maybe help make the decision regarding the order of finish, or if there's an incident in the race where we put up the inquiry sign. We're looking at it, and yeah, there was more than one horse involved. We're going to take a good look.
And he was just the worst. He didn't even take the worst of it. The 5 took some, but he didn't take the worst of it.
When you have an inquiry and you have an incident that could reasonably be viewed both ways, that's when your decision is a difficult one.
He definitely come out in front of him. It looked like he bumped him in this version, but if you look over here at the pan, he never really made contact.
Like this.
We are ready to go official. 10, 7, 8, 11.
Yes, ma'am, going official.
10, 7, 8, 11.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
There's a whole lot of money at stake, so we have to be very careful, make sure that the calls we're making are accurate, and we won't make a call until we all agree.
Yeah, he came down pretty hard.
We get a lot of practice giving bad news. And one of the things that experience gives you is the ability to politely give people news that they don't want to hear. I'm just running down to give this guy a ruling that we wrote, because this is the last race that he rode, and we want him to be aware of our ruling. Well, I have a ruling for him, and so if I could just catch, yeah, I'm almost in the paddock right now.
We talked about our hearing yesterday, and we did make a decision, and we've been given 7 days. He's on about it. We made the best decision that we could. We tried to consider everything, but that's our decision. 10. Usually if you have experience in this job, you have some sympathy for their perspective as well. You try to depersonalize your decision as much as you can. We try and take one step back so that if we're giving them information they don't want to hear, it's not personal. It's never easy to give bad news, unfortunately. When you give somebody days, it's a deterrent to be more careful. We have a responsibility for the safety of everybody out there. It's a really tight community. It's been my life for, I'm not going to say how long, but most of it. And there's nothing like it. It's exciting every day. It's never boring.